Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? Cub here, and welcome back to Sky Factory. This is a very special episode. This is episode 17 and a half, I think we'll call it. I think that's going to be a pretty good title for this one. It's not your typical episode. As you can see, we're in the sky. It's day 0, and we are in creative, and that's because this is a copy of our Sky Factory world. If we fly back down here, land on target. We missed. I was trying to land on that chest. But I've created a copy of the world, and we're going to do a couple of experiments in this episode. Now, no matter what happens here, you will not see it carried over into the next episode. I already have the next episode sort of planned out. This is just to kind of give us an idea of some different things we can do with our nifty automatic sifting machine here. And we're going to experiment with a couple of different things. First off, will this machine actually work in a reasonable amount of time when hooked up to an ME system? So we've got a little mock ME system set up here with some very jank power setup. We'll just ignore that. Let's just it works. We've got some power, enough to power this and all the machines. And the idea here is we're going to test and see if items in a reasonable amount of time leave the transfer nodes, go into this chest, and then eventually get sucked into the system. Now, there might be a slow point here with this basic import bus. It is a little slow. It might take a little longer to get the items out of the chest. So we're going to see if where the backup occurs. If these items, or if the transfer nodes are able to get the items into the chest, and then the import bus is the sort of the bottleneck, or if the bottleneck remains back here. Experiment with that, and then we're going to try Itemducts. And as you can see, I've already rigged up all the barrels with Itemducts, and I'm considering doing this in the next episode, for real, because of the amount of resources required to build an ME drive and the time it's going to take. We need sort of a buffer in between, and I think if we can get this working just using Itemducts, although that said, they're not cheap either. They do require tin and glass, or you can make opaque ones, which I think is just solid tin. So we're probably not going to be looking into that. It's a bit too much tin, but we do have quite a bit of it. As you can see, we might have enough for the whole shebang. But yeah, let's get testing first off. Let's run over here. I have, oh dear. Yeah, these guys are already filled to overflowing, aren't they? They shouldn't still be running, I wouldn't think, but I guess they are. I turned off this machine, but the autonomous activator had a bit of an overflow. Okay, well, since it's already running, let's try to relieve that pressure by linking these up. And this should start going immediately, I would think. I don't see any items there. Are there any items in here? Nope. Do these guys understand that they have a place to send stuff? It says searching for inventories. It shouldn't be that difficult. There's really... Oh, no! Oh, I see. I see the problem immediately. I need a stick. There we go. Just pop that, and Bob's your uncle. That should work now. Yep, there we go. So it looks like items are getting pulled in here, whoa, pretty quick, and it looks like they're getting taken out fairly quickly as well, although, yeah, we definitely have a bit of a bottleneck there with that basic import bus. We can step that up a bit. We could have 3 basic import buses, but they have better import buses as well besides the basic one. That would probably speed up the process quite a bit. Let's head back over here and see what kind of bottlenecks we're looking at. Transfer nodes are clear. Completely clear. Items seem to be moving very quickly. So yeah. That is fantastic. So we've removed the bottleneck from here. Items are just flying into this chest here, which is going to become the next bottleneck. So we'd have to definitely step up that ME basic import bus. That would not work for us for very long. But otherwise, it seems to work just fine. So that will work if we were to take the system we have in the actual Let's Play world and set up an ME system like this, and then just tote right into a chest. We would have no more overflow problems. This problem here is easy to fix. This bottleneck is not a very big deal. So that is a possibility. Now the other alternative would be to completely get rid of all this and go with ME pipe or Itemducts from the thermal expansion mod. And I'm having a little trouble keeping these things in mind. I've been up for a while. I didn't sleep well last night, but I did have a. Never mind. Let's stay focused here. Let's not zoom out on me and my life and my problems. You guys want to know what we're gonna try next. So first off, let's fix this little problem. We'll take all of these out, and then we'll probably wait for that to finish transferring. While it is transferring, though, let's go ahead and take down some of this piping. Oh no! I broke the vacuum hopper by accident. That's not good. Put another one on top there. Tap O to get rid of our interface, and there we go. I haven't actually tried this yet, but I assume that'll work. We're also going to need a hammer to yeah, we want that to go out. That's the word, or that's the action we want to have happen. So let's go ahead and break all of this, and I'll hook all this up together real quick, and we'll see what the outcome is. Alright, so this is more or less ready to go. Let's give it a shot. We're going to put our gravel back in here and allow it to... Nope, not this time, my weather friend. We are not in a Let's Play world. I have control over you here. This is creative mode at its best, folks. Oh, you know what I just remembered? We actually have to turn these on. We'll need to get a lever for that. And can we attach the lever to the side? No, we can't. Alright, we'll have to put it up here next to it. So we'll just rig this up real fast. Not perfect, but it'll work. And there go the items. We'll have to do that all the way around. Silly me. Can't believe I forgot that. We'll just really quickly place some half slabs. And it looks like we're doing good so far. I really like the item ducts. They're really great. And let's see if they're able to sort themselves out correctly, or if we just have a giant mess of items running into the wrong place. So let's see, what is this here? This is probably going to be... It looks like copper from here, so it should go in one of these first few. Oh. Oh. I thought copper was further to the... Oh, no, look at that! There you go! Seems to be working perfectly. That is great. So that system works as well. If we want to continue to use this gigantic wall of barrels as storage, we can do so. And of course, we can use items like the item tesseract to teleport items from the monster pit of death, and also have them plugged into here and sorted into this system as well, and we can expand on it. Again, it's not as great as an ME system. If we go over here, I don't know you guys, maybe some of you have never seen this before, but the way this works is it's basically like an infinite chest, and all the items get stored in here. And instead of having multiple stacks, they're all just there, and you can type the item you're looking for. So let's say I just need iron real quick. There you go. And you can do a lot of automation using these import and export buses and stuff, but it's also pretty expensive. If we look at the access terminal, for instance, let's find one of those. The recipe for it, or that's just going to import 64 of them, the recipe for it requires a conversion matrix, which requires... crystals and dusts and basic processors require, they're not too bad, they're just gold, but silicone needs nether quartz and a bunch of other things that we just don't have right now. I mean, we do have some regular quartz, and I thought we had some nether quartz. I know how to get some later in the game, but I don't really want to spend the next 4 or 5 episodes. I don't think it would really be that long, but it would be quite a bit of time sort of leading up to this. And I think that there are other things we could do in the series instead, that sort of a natural progression that would eventually allow us to build the ME system without actually having to go and farm the materials. We'll just have them on hand. We'll have to... I want to hear your feedback. Let me know down in the comments about what your thoughts are on that, and also let me know what you think of the new schedule. I'm trying to roll out these videos, I think, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So let me know if that's acceptable to you. And in the meantime, this is really great. I think next episode we might actually do this, and as well as do some other refinements here. I think we will probably leave the transfer pipes where they are. They're definitely doing just fine the way that they is. But you can also use these pipes down here, and there's some other really neat things you can do with them. But I don't really think there's a reason to change out the transfer pipes for the item ducts. Not in this section down here, at least. That seems to be working just fine. Up here, though, this is much improved. I like it. We'll have to think about that. Let me know. Give me your thoughts down in the comments, and we'll see what happens Friday, I guess. And with that, it's sunset, and I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Bye.